Hello, episode 840 point. I give up at this point. We Nerd World Monday night. Hopefully, most of you guys are filling your tray and coming back for what would be the third attempt at a Monday night We Nerd World. Looks like everything's warmed up and working fine this time around. Chat already popped up and available. Go ahead and pause that to save a little bit of internet connection. Scroll down here to get chat popped out. All right, things are working a little bit better this time. There we go. I seen he's here already. Yeah, there we go. Now we got something going. Still don't have a chat, but we're working on that. What in the heck is this thing doing? There we go. Hey, Nova, J5420 Pizza Pirate, Tuck and Roll. What's up, Iceni? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yourself?
No, I'm not doing too bad.
Yeah,
A little hectic trying to get things rolling.
Finished that tiling off yet?
Yeah. What's the picture of all the flames behind you?
It's just some of that unrest that was going on. Yeah, I don't even know why they're still on there. Should really remove it. Yeah. That was the scene from a couple of weeks ago.
Man, I have been in my own little bubble here in the middle of fucking nowhere. The internet went down from what I'm told the time I've been here. Fuck, I don't know. I've missed out on so much.
It's well, depends on what you're really sort of paying attention to, really. Plus,
Nothing.
yeah, yeah, that's probably the best way. I always used to say ignorance is bliss in some sort of way. You don't stress about outside influences and things like that. You just get on with what you want to get on with.
Right, yeah, no, my workload's been like way too heavy to even turn on the internet, news, radio, any of that. So, yeah, sad but true, I guess.
It's all, I don't know, all you're hearing at the minute all I ever hear about is Gaza, Ukraine, monkeypox. Looks like it's gone. I'll be holding it down for a bit then. Yeah, monkeypox. It's a new thing. Probably get another lockdown coming soon.
Yeah, I did hear a little bit about that. That made me want to turn the internet back off.
Yeah.
Seriously. I was like, shit. I'm better off in the woods.
Well, at least this one you can see the people that could take us. You can spot them. You can spot them.
What are you smoking on this evening? I can't even see it at the moment.
Red Katina, it's called. That's the last batch. Got a lot of agree. I've got jars full of it. That's going to be around for a while. Yeah, I super cropped 7 plants yesterday in my room. So I said I reset it all and cleaned it up and put 7 plants in there. Just pretty much from the second node up, just doubled them over and just flattened them right down. So there's
Nice.
7 girls lying down flat under my light.
Oh yeah. Can't wait till I get to the point where I can actually set up a light here. Yeah, I've got
In
that.
my
I do at least have some ladies out back there. I do have some stuff outdoors, so they're
yeah, that's
doing
a
well. They're doing pretty well. Fucking getting pretty big. It's fun to watch the outdoor
yeah.
transition there. I'm a little surprised that they were already starting to flower like a week ago. They're flowering.
You should whack some autos in there. You could have guaranteed something that'll finish. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, but if you're not used to throwing something outside, whether it's going to finish where you're at least you can just run a couple of autos as well. You know, and it's like, well, at least they will finish.
Ah, they'll finish. They ain't that big. If I have to, I'll drag them into the fucking indoors at night.
Yeah,
That's one
yeah,
thing, I
been there.
guess, the beauty of pots versus in ground there. Actually, I can't remember. I want to say it was like Kazoo that was one of the people I think that actually initially kind of said, talked about it, but like, well, leaving the whole crop on like a trailer that could be backed into like a fucking garage or pole barn. You know what I mean? If need be. I thought that was a great idea. And but these girls luckily aren't that big. And I said it when I put them out there. I'm like, if I have to, come fall, I'll do it. You know, I still willing to drag them in there if I have to. See Buddy saying that something about that super moon tonight. Man, it was beautiful last night. Makes me want to fucking go step out there and take a look, man. Is that it? Is that tonight?
That was last night. Let me see if I can get a. Have you? No, can I share on this, Eagle?
I believe so. Let me figure out how here. Zoom's changed a lot of shit since there you go. I believe that's right.
Let's see if
Since
I
the
can.
last time I've fucked with it.
There you go.
Rez asking redundant questions that he knows the answers to. Yes, I'm fighting a little bit of thrips there, Rez. You already knew that. Thank you. Rhetorical questions. That's what you call that. Rhetorical questions you already know the answers to. That is beautiful.
That's from tonight. Let me go. How do I go back from this one? See, I'm learning as well. I've never done this before. Learning on the fly. You should, how do you do little videos? Images, photos, image from file.
Make sure.
What about if I do that?
All right. All right.
Ain't they seeing my screen?
Not yet.
No.
Cheers, people missing here in chat.
Yeah, sorry about this. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing.
Zoom's all new on my end. I brought it up the other night just to kind of play because I dragged in the computer and the screen, and oddly enough, that's my security blanket. Made me feel at home. That's like, but yeah, Zoom. I was like, what the fuck is this? Zoom's changed completely since the last time I've been on the computer.
Yeah, it's like the one. Yeah, it's not showing me my videos. I took a couple of good videos of the moon sort of in shot for about 10 seconds or whatever, just passing by with the clouds, sort of like passing in front of it. Quite cool looking. But yeah, It's very, very red yesterday.
Yeah, it was. It comes up in the back here, super big. Probably missing out a nice hunk of it right now. Yeah, Brent says it was a black screen there for a second. I seen moon. I seen the moon picture.
It's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's some other way you're supposed to do it, but it's just not showing me. To be honest with you, it's just showing me my stationary pictures. But yeah, I took some what do you call them, long exposures as well. It's trying to get the clouds in.
Beautiful. It almost looks like a hand with a hole.
Oh, on one of the videos I took earlier, the clouds were passing in front of the moon, but there was an evil face in the clouds. I'm gonna have to clip it and make a little video of it, but and put all these little clips together that I made because some of them are quite wobbly. You're trying to focus in on something that's really far away, and I use a little telescope on the back of my phone as well, sort of like one of those little clip-on things, so I could get right up close on it.
Nice. It is to play with the camera a little bit. It's amazing what you see and what you can do with changing like the shutter speeds and things like that. There's really an art to it, you know.
Yeah.
Anymore, we just think point and click. These cameras on our phone are so smart, but a real photographer knows, you know what I mean? There's tricks.
Yeah, my phone seems to be quite good actually at these. Which I've never been able to do is to point my phone up to the sky and take pictures of the stars. Now, even when I can't even see the stars, I'll just sit my phone in the tripod, say, right, I'm taking. There's a little option there to ask me what I'm taking a picture of, and if I put the stars, sets it all up perfectly, and it just brings forward everything that I can't even see with my own eyes. Now I've got a full picture full of the stars, which is quite cool. I mean, I'll just show you a picture actually of what I can catch on my phone, which I've never been able to do, which I like because I love taking pictures of the stars, and I'm trying ever so patiently trying to catch a shooting star at some point. That's what I want to catch.
Man, hoping to go to probably the first cannabis event really this year, I guess. Cloud cultivations this weekend. Should be a pretty good time. See that's usually a Michigan favorite anyway.
Well, that's not the stars, but that was like that was pitch black in my garden.
That's
I couldn't see anything, and that's just how the long exposure just highlights all the light that's available. Apart from looking at the stars and whatnot, so how long do you reckon you're going to be before you're sort of like ready to just kick back and settle in and call it jobs are good and
wow.
a while?
Oh wow, yeah. It's more or less a shell when I got here, and everything needs to be gone through. Everything, all levels.
Not
But
translating.
I'm on I'm seeing the peak of the problems, and now I'm done the downhill side of things to where less and less things to worry about, less and less. You know, when I first got here, I had to have every tool. You know what I mean? Electrical, plumbing, everything, piles of everything laying around, and it's getting less to where it's like drywall and tile. You know what I mean? Just getting down to less and less tool piles and This has been the last few days. It's actually been to the point where I've been able to actually take a breath and kind of see where I'm at in life. I mean, I haven't stretched or anything. Literally, I just got out the yoga mat and ball the other day and started to like get back to some type of like normalcy, man. I haven't ran in like 3 weeks, even though like this race I've been wanting to run for the last fucking years, like a couple of days away. I haven't ran since the last race, which by the way, like in the middle of like moving up and down and in the middle of this madness, I decided to like run that 25K after like moving, working, fucking all, no breaks, none but whatever. And the fucking 25K was brutal, brother. Brutal. And I think it may have tore some muscles in my ass. I'm not to admit, afraid to say, man, but it's true. But man, so mm, I'm probably gonna run this 10 mile, but it's gonna be a painful motherfucker. I gotta tell you that. All the way through, just pain, pain, pain. I don't know. It's been
Yeah, I've been feeling it the last 2 days. I had a bit of strenuous weightlifting or resistance band, or I was actually using. Uh, I was going for the old shoulders, and I locked it all up down this side, and it all went down my neck. And I'm like, oh, I was like this for about 5 minutes. I don't know whether I was having a stroke or something because it was really painful. It's lingered around now for a couple of days. And I tried to do something earlier and I just felt it come back. And I was like, oh no, that pain. You're like, oh shit.
pain has been a thing lately. That's for sure. But yeah, let's get on the more comfortable end of side of things. That's for sure. You want to roll up another one? And but yeah, can't wait to get to normalcy, get the garden back. At least got the outdoors and plants going right now. That's definitely a nice, again, little safety blanket in here type thing.
He's far too humble sometimes. He was already spent. He should have already been spent. Anybody would have already been spent. And then he decided to go and run the 25K.
What's, what's your weather like where you are?
Like a lot. A lot is a lot.
Cooling off this week, man. It's been unbearably hot. Unbearably hot. But not too bad the last few days. And getting adapting to southern, what's funny is because I came down here and in the midst of moving, man, it had this heat wave. So I'm down here for like a week and I'm like, man, this is fucking hot. Where do we move to? And then I went up north and it was hotter up there. I'm like, yeah, I guess the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's just as fucking hot up here. Might as well go back down there. Yeah. Yeah. Excited to see things wrap up and yeah, good. It's good. Everything's good. Sunshine number 4. Smoking some sunshine number 4. Picked up yesterday. Pretty good. Skunk Ape Glass Works. Cheers to you, sir. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I think the moon pictures making me miss out, man. I was thinking about, well, we almost did this out at the fire again because of the full moon. And there's some flooring that needs to be burned. Oh yes, that reminds me of their Penny Pebble Rippers there. Miss Angel's birthday is tomorrow. If you guys want to hit her up on Instagram and say happy birthday, I would greatly appreciate that. Cheers.
Happy birthday. What I was going to say, yeah, I know I went out. There's a lot of cloud cover out there now. Can't see the moon at all. It's very
No.
You
I'll be able to see it after the show either way. It's all out pretty clear out here. Get a nice evening sky view.
it's been sort of like 80% humidity all day. Hasn't rained, but it's been grey and overcast pretty much. There's a sun that's poking through every now and then. The same with the moon, you get to see it for about 5 seconds, and then it's gone.
Yeah, humidity makes things a little bit miserable, that's for sure. Or can. It's super high.
I'm the garden today. Outside in my yard, I mean.
Gets beaten back twice a year. That's a workout in itself, just going out there, because it's patioed and it's all grass and weeds and dandelions and everything growing up between the slabs, and stinging nettles all coming down from one end of the garden, almost growing up on top of the patio, now sort of like taking away sort of 3 rows of slabs. I have to scrape them all back, shove them all back, cut all. I've got a big sort of elderberry bush tree that grows humongously big and just blocks off a window. I have to remove that sort of twice a year. And it just keeps coming back, getting bigger every time. Every time I just strip it right back and it just keeps coming back. So I never take care of it because it's just got this big, massive trunk of a root on the bottom. Unless I sort of like do something major with that, I'm just gonna have to keep knocking it back. But yeah, it's my garden is can't really do anything with it. It's just been seeded so many times with weeds over the years and everything. It's just never ending. As soon as it sees a bit of moisture and a bit of light, my next door neighbour's got sort of trees hanging over my wall, but it took over half of my garden.
Mm-hmm. That will be another blessing to come around next year, was actually having a garden. It's been many, many years since I've been in an area that could have a garden. Even at the last place there, that was one of the last things I thought about because of fucking everything was sand up there. I just worried about the garden on the indoors. It was much easier than trying to rebuild all that sand I had out there, which was a lot. I mean, it was deep. The whole yard. When I first got there, I said that 1,000 times. When I first got there, it looked like there was a little hill, you could look down on the house, and it looked like somebody had dropped the house, like in the middle of a beach. That's how much sand was around the house. Until me dumping out all my old soil and shit that I was able to get grass around that house. So I think that was like one of the telltales of me being a grower in that area. Was I was the only dude with grass in that little area because everybody else had the sandy fucking yard too. So we got a nice yard, nice soil here in where I'm at. It's actually known for before. I guess Russ was telling me that at one point this was a wine area before California became like the main wine area. This area in Michigan has a lot of vineyards and stuff in it. So this is known for wine. Turned blueberries at some point, but I think even a lot of the blueberry farmers have turned to cannabis. Seems like there's a lot of weed that goes on around here.
Yeah, a slightly higher price crop, makes you can understand the sort of concern when, you know, they say cannabis was illegal, you know, and there must have been a bit of concern about all these farmers now wanting to grow a high value crop and supply food that's going to keep people's bellies fed. You know, you could sort of like see there was a little bit of concern as to like if everyone switches from agricultural food processor or, you know, food production into just growing cannabis because they think, oh, you know, this is where the money is, which is sort of what happened anyway. You know,
Well, there's a lot that goes with that too. I mean, it isn't just us that would feel the effects of that, but like the wildlife and shit, and other things that would normally, you know, nosh on them crops and stuff like that, now are dealing with something that they ain't gonna fucking eat or may not eat. You know what I mean? So it has huge impacts when you change, you know, what you grow like that. Reading chat
for
here.
time. Eagle, how we fix for time?
What do you mean?
I can nip out on my bike with us all for 10 minutes and I can take us to a little spot and look over my whole sort of city. Take me 10 minutes to get there on my bike.
Right on.
If you got.
Oh, we'll be on. Yeah, we're rolling to 11.
Let's see if I can set that up on my. See if you can join me on my bike.
Oh, I enjoyed a little bit of Marshall's mushrooms chocolates earlier today.
Nice. Already, it's quite.
It was kind of nice, almost too nice there, Iceni. Would you like to see a picture of me at the local store?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, pull it up, Hazel. Yeah, let's put it this way. I remember starting to change my shoes before I left. And then realize as I'm walking out at Walmart that I am a wreck. Literally a wreck. I thought I thought I was done earlier. You know what I mean? I thought I'd been by that part of the day. And then I get into Walmart and I go, wow, I am not done. I am fucking not done. Hold on, before we no. Go fucking through the Walmart there and tripping balls. And then I'm headed on my way out and I've got a tool shirt on, work shorts that are all fucking painted up, and my leather cowboy hat. And then I look down, hold on, there I am right there. And I have one sandal and sock and one croc and one sock on. So I have two different shoes on. Yeah, like three different. Yeah, that's me at Menards when I had my like fucking revelation that I've got two different shoes on. Still tripping on mushrooms at the local Build It Center. I'm
so
like,
way better than Walmart.
cheers, Bingus. How are you today?
Good, buddy. Yeah, it sounds like you had some fun there.
Yeah, it was a moment. All I could do was laugh at myself. I like this discovery was at Walmart, and like I said, I had to go to still stop at Menards, so I just fucking owned it. I literally went into the gas station, fucking walked into Menards, like fuck it, what can I do at this point? So yeah.
Absolutely great. It's absolutely great.
Two different shoes today.
Amazing.
I've done that with socks frequently.
Yeah.
but shoes, no, not. I can't ever remember doing that.
You go to the doctors, you have to take your clothes off. Got odd socks on.
Cheers, chat. Good to see everybody. Yeah, good to see you, Eagle. You've been running a lot, I guess, eh? What's up, I seen
No,
you.
Cheers,
no, I
mate.
wish I was running. I haven't ran in a few weeks. I'm hoping to run a race this weekend, but no, I've been in full remodel day and night since I've been here. So yeah,
Remodeling, huh? That's fun.
yes,
That's
finally coming down to the finish stretch, putting up the drywall and closing things up and all that good shit. I've seen these
awesome.
take.
So you're in a new place now?
Yes, yes, I have fucking moved a couple hundred miles away from the last. I got comfortable and said, you know what? I just got everything here, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna put everything back into a storage container and fucking just pretty much live in a tent for a fucking week or two, and then start remodeling the house. And so I've been working day and night, kind of fucking getting this miracle, and it has been a miracle. I can't underline that enough. It has been a miracle to land in my lap, and yeah, just been working day and night, reframing. I've done everything. I don't know. I mean, reshoring things up to reframing
How did you get this?
drywall,
How did this
tile.
happen? How did this happen? I'm forgive me, I'm been out of the picture for a minute again.
Well,
Hi,
I
Angel.
don't, again, I don't know how much I want to divulge here,
Oh,
but
okay. I didn't know. Maybe it
a
was.
good friend, weed nerd, we'll say friend of the show, uh, decided that hey, I I wanna help. I wanna do so. I wanna
Geez,
do
that's awesome, man.
good. It's been it's been a weird, wild ride since, but very grateful for the whole opportunity. So, but yeah, so now I'm on a blueberry farm, a 40 acres of blueberry farm. There's only, well, 7 acres, I believe, next to me. I mean, if I spit out my window, I'm hitting blueberry farm. So there's like 7 acres of blueberries right here outside my window. And yeah.
That's cool, man. So it
So
does kind of pay to go live, huh?
yeah, well, I haven't had no internet yet. I mean, literally, barely zero cell service, no internet connection yet. We're running off of Miss Angel's hotspot this evening, but we're getting to the point where we will hopefully very soon have some steady internet so we can get back to some steady programming and shows and shit. But yeah, it's been a
Right.
wild ride, man. I have been very busy day and night, man. I'm literally from everything, being the plumber, the electrician, to the foundation guy, to the drywaller, to the tile guy, to the
Yeah.
cabinet dude, to fucking day. Oh, I just do one thing until I get tired of like a tile in the bathroom. I just tile in the bathroom until I go, I can't do this anymore. And then I go fucking hang some fucking insulation for a while, or I go do this, or I do that, and then I fall asleep, and then I do it again.
You're not getting bored at all, huh? That's good.
No, it's
Plenty
been.
to do.
I'm finally getting to the breathing room there, to where there is, very comfortably going. No, I can let some mud dry. I gotta wait for that to dry before you know what I mean. I'm on the downside of it all. You know what
Right.
I mean. It's been very kind of at some point stressful, but now it's on the, you know what I mean. You see things coming together and all that good stuff.
You rode over the hump, huh? Good.
Yeah.
That's that's amazing, man. No. It's interesting when you start a live stream on YouTube, what can happen is my point. I mean, when I don't go live, I hardly do anything on YouTube anymore. But when I did, it was amazing some of the stuff that would happen, because you're interjecting with the world, and it's a pretty big place, solidified into one little chat room. It's interesting.
It is super weird how this all evolves, you know,
Yeah.
how they have seen me go through my phases, and how, I've met many people over the years and seen how this show, and not just me, all of us, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? All of us, every fucking 840 fucking people that's been here has affected somebody that's, you know what I mean, in one way or another. And it's been a beautiful ride to see and hear and sit down. And anymore, I really cherish like the off camera moments.
No,
You know
it's
what I mean? When I get to sit back with and do the one on one and hang out and smoke some joints, and I value that time
yeah.
super much.
Grant in the chat says I should go live. Dude, to be honest, I'm almost 70. I'm kind of taking retirement more seriously, and just spending more time in my garden. And I have a grandson now, and I have 3 other sons that I'm cultivating deeper relationships with, and I'm just dealing more with the real world. Getting into being more artistic and painting and doing AI and doing all kinds of different things for myself. And plus, YouTube is kind of shit on me. Not that I'm complaining, really. I don't really care anymore, but um, I'm worried that, I'm at the bubble. Like if I get a strike or something, they're going to remove my page altogether. So
Really? Wow.
yeah. So I don't really do much. I play around on IG, and I camp here occasionally, or I'll find somewhere else where I can camp in their live stream. But I don't
Well,
really go live that much. I should. You're right, but
that sucks because you're not, you know what I mean, pushing bullshit on your channel, and
what's
you're
that?
very, you're not pushing shit, you know what I mean? You're not pushing harm or anything on your channel. So you know what I
It's
mean? There's
no,
no
I get
YouTube to pick on. I mean, that's
learned that, and I've probably learned this as well, that not every Bingus is not universally accepted in the
buddy.
community.
The last YouTube, the last Weed Nerd World, as soon as it was finished, was reported. Last 10 or so have been reported as soon as we're fucking done. So I get that side of YouTube.
Yeah.
It's up. So I was wondering if it was YouTube itself. You know what I mean? If you believed it was that, or if it's just
Well, I don't really care for YouTube's policy. I wish they would go back to the original way that things were run. But yeah, the cannabis demographic is not 100% on board with Bingus, so that's okay. I it used to bother me. I don't care anymore, really. That's why, if I go live, I go live. If I get a wild hair, I might do it. But I always end up with some kind of hate, and it's sad, but it's true. I'm not going to deny it. Um, it's just the way it is.
I
So
always enjoy your company. Know that, brother. Know that.
there's enough love out there to keep me interested for sure. There's some really great people in the community, especially in your chat room, to be honest, and a few others. I'm not just gonna, but there's some places where, fuck yeah, I don't know what the issues are. It gets pretty fucking crazy. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
well,
interesting. I get a lot of people asking me stuff. It's weird when you disappear, the people that actually do cares um, raise their heads, and I really appreciate those individuals. There's a lot of really good people in your chat room and in many others. You know,
it's one of the. I'd like to address that as well. Um, a cheers to the few and the amazing that have made that time in DM to go, hey, brother, we know you're busy. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I seen some blueberries and I thought of you. They have been rolling in the last week or so. And I love that. You know, it makes me feel good and it makes me feel like I, accomplished something. But I see what you're saying as well. And it's the same thing Sub said. Sub had went and impacted so many more people than I have by far. Numbers and all that. And at the end of the day, he had that realization. If I walk away from YouTube and social media, I go to the grocery store, nobody knows who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? I turn it off and I'm back to just whatever. And it is kind of funny because since I have been down, I've heard from less than, you know what I mean? It took literally a month to hear from anybody. You know what I mean? A few. I'll say like 5 went, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? But other than that, I looked at it as a double angel. I'm like, see,
No, it's very true. Very
see,
true.
it doesn't matter. It's a different channel, different show. They
We get their fix somewhere else.
I want to, at heart, I always think, it meant something, but at the end of the day, I wonder if it's just me.
There's some good people, and there's some good people out there, and I really appreciate each and every one of them. And I appreciate the ones that aren't quite as nice as well, because I realize they're struggling and eventually they're going to get through it. If not in this life, perhaps another. You know what I mean? That's how I try to keep my mind. I used to get pretty angry early on. Last few years, I just don't. Ever since I got rid of my neck pain, things have really taken a much more pleasant route for me. And it's not like I don't need any kind of feedback from anybody. Really, I can be alone and for days, weeks, not say a word. I've done that. I, in fact, enjoy that at times. But it's nice to know that there's people that actually care, you know, and I'm sure everybody wants as much love as they can possibly get, right? But the world's not completely dialed into that just yet. It's things are pretty crazy out there. I don't know in your world, but man, it's weird going out in the real world now for me.
That's beautiful. I don't mean to. He's showing us the moon there. It looked like a red fucking glob there.
That is my spliff, mate.
I seen I.
Sorry.
Dude, is right.
Cool, man. Oh, there it is. What is that?
That's
your
my-
glow.
that's-
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm popping away. That was my spliff.
Oh man.
I had the camera facing the wrong way. But yeah, let's
Speaking of good people, keep speaking, I see. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
you're right. Cheers, brother. Anyway, yeah, good man. I love our little conversations when we have them. Just philosophize about what the realm we live in and whatnot. But this is my city we're now looking over, anyways. Let me get back a little bit of this thing. I fell off my bike twice coming here. I come up this little dirt fucking track. There's no, you know what it's like on a dirt track. You pull your front brake. Fucking twice. I've done it twice in a row. Didn't learn my lesson. But yeah, my phone's still intact anyway.
Good news. Yeah, I've broken up both my phones lately, man. They're all cracked. Whole thing. Luckily, not from bike. So, yeah, it's got to be tough to ride in the dark. Do you even have a light on that thing? Looks like fucking
Yeah.
pitch dark.
Yeah, I'm like on a.
an incline, like a big hill that's on chops half the city off, and this is all in like a dip, like a valley. Yeah, I'd say a valley. There's a river down at the bottom here, and everything sort of surrounds the river, as they do in most major cities and towns. But yeah, this is just like one half of it here. There's another half of it. There's a big prison. I'm stood in front of there's a jail here. What you're now looking at right in front of me is a HMP there. 2,000 prisoners in there. But yeah, I love coming up here. It's beautiful during the day because we got you can't see it here. Like yeah, it hasn't even got a light on the top of it, but normally there's a light on the top, helicopters and whatnot. But there's a cathedral right here where my hand is. There's a castle around about here in the background there, and they've got all these churches and that. They all stick up out the background there. This is my favourite spot, coming out of the smoke, chill with the sun. It's even better when the sky is clear and you can see all the stars and everything else. And the sun sets down here as well. So you come up here and you can watch the sunset every day. Understand? Over that horizon. Yeah, this is like a monument.
Very
Understand?
pretty.
I don't know if you can see this here, but this is like a memorial.
Notre Dame, huh?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I've never really stood here and actually read it, to be honest with you. Lived here all my life and never really paid any much attention. But I would imagine it was a gift or something like that. Yeah, we've got the Notre Dame. I now can link that. There's a school here called the Notre Dame School, and I think that's like a Catholic school. I don't know, they might take other faiths in that now, but it was originally just like just strict sort of Roman Catholic. That'd be in that bit in there.
It's cool. Eagle, are you going to have a room grow in there?
Oh yeah, sooner or later.
Okay.
Soon as I get that A area cleaned enough, yes, very soon, very soon. And there's actually some plants going outdoors right now, outdoors but not indoors. Yes, very soon.
It's amazing how big they can get outside. I've seen some videos lately. It's just like amazing, big old stuff.
That's why fucking what the fuck?
Got the real
So
body.
far, so good.
Yeah, I was noticing. Oh, poor Miss Puddles.
Yeah, I've seen some amazing outdoor. Got Maine 420. What's up, Maine? A lot of good people in the chat room tonight. Dr. Lee B. Alone.
The doctor's in the house.
How you doing, Angel? You doing good?
Yeah, how are you doing, Vengus?
Good.
Good to see you.
I had to use the rest of the laboratory there. Get rid of some of that coffee right quick. Holy shit.
Good. Yeah. You're a little lighter now.
Yeah, very much so.
I've been doing pour overs. I've kind of taken my coffee intake to the next level. Testing out different whole beans, freshly grinding them, put them in a cone, and I do a pour over. Oh my goodness. It's lovely.
Best thing I've discovered with coffee was brought on by Brett Anderson there, we had talked about eating like coffee or beans.
Really?
And I went back home that day or the next day and thought about adding some sprinkles because I grind my coffee. I had some yogurt, some low fat yogurt, and tapped it in there, and that coffee into the yogurt, vanilla yogurt to be
Hmm.
exact. It's a
Hmm.
protein yogurt.
Specific.
Ooh,
Specific.
it's fucking delicious. I almost so good. I'm probably shooting myself here. I almost took it to the local coffee area and went, you might want to think about putting this on your menu right here. This is a gift to you right here. You probably make a lot of money with this.
Dude, it's funny is because I take a nice big scoop of vanilla ice cream, and that's the first thing I put in my coffee cup, and then I do a pour over on top of that. So basically, you're saying reverse the method, and I'm gonna have to try
Oh,
that.
it's so delicious. It's so delicious. You just tap off, a little about, half. You work with your recipe on the coffee. Actually, whip it in there. Oh, and it's actually better than coffee itself because it's got that beautiful caffeine pick me up with no like bottom end. You know what I mean? When it's done, it's done. It's not like, no high coffee drag fallout.
Yeah,
It's like when it's done, it's done.
yeah. I'm
Great.
a convicted coffee user. I'm not going to stop. I had to stop for a while and it bothered me. I like it. I just like the taste. I like the little adrenaline rush you get. I mean, it's one of my go-tos.
Saves lives at times. I've said it my whole life. I've been drinking coffee since I was 7, 8 years old. It saves lives. Coffee saves lives.
Well, maybe that's the secret to my long life. I don't know.
I see he's flying, or it looks like he's flying on that bike. Holy shit. Zoom in there.
Dude, where's he going? Wow. Is he on his motorcycle or his bike?
I can't tell. It looks like
Bicycle. Okay. Wow.
is that electric bike he's looking at? He's cruising. He's just showing us the speed.
I've been looking at those electric bikes. They're kind of fun, man.
Did you? Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got so
I can't.
many bike paths.
There's a ton of, I haven't been out running yet, but there's a new place for me to run like around here. Yeah, he's flying.
It looks like he's having a go.
Yeah, he looks really. Be careful, ICD.
We need to make a video of him doing that. Look at that. That's awesome.
They had pulled out a railway, and they took out the railway, the track, and then they made it a bike path run area
Nice.
here, and it's like 15 miles of track. It dead ends into Lake Michigan.
Oh,
And
cool.
it goes each way, so I can't wait to fucking run or ride that area. But it
That's
looks beautiful. I've like stopped at different portions, you know what I mean? Different because it crosses roads, and like look both ways, going, wonder where the fuck that goes. It looks beautiful. Where I park for that fucker, you know what I mean? Finally, I found like an area where you can park and pull out your bike or take off from there. It's nice though. I can't wait. He's just fucking moving. Good thing it's nighttime for the fucking way he's flying through that shit.
I think Cine just needs to record the videos and put music to it. Put them up on YouTube. People.
Going uphill as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
I know we need electric bikes just for the fun of it.
All right.
Get a good look at
I've been seeing a lot of people on scooters around here, like electric scooters zipping
I saw a
around.
guy go down the street here, no helmet, no nothing, and he was flying on a scooter. I mean, I was like, whoa, don't fucking hit a rock. You know what I mean? It was, I mean, you're right. What, 3 inches from the ground? You're going to just eat it if you fucking hit something.
Yeah, he's already crossed town now. Yeah, he's whipping across town.
But those little scooters with, it looks like a skateboard with a handle coming up. That's the type of thing this guy was riding on. I'm more into the electric bikes, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's not a scooter, but an electric bike. Is that, I think that's what I see nice on.
Them big wheel tires. I had two. I asked. Yeah, I've seen them a lot lately. The big fat tires.
Yeah.
And the guys are like, yeah, this is the way. Once that momentum like pulls you, once you get them big things going, then it just.
Have you seen that one, dude? I'm not young enough to try this, but the one wheel, it's just a big tire and it's a skate.
Oh,
And it's
sorry, I went
electric.
off your stuff.
It's funny being as you bring up the one big wheel bike. We bought some bikes, some French bikes from like the 70s. I can't. They're what are they called? Do you remember? They start with a P.
German, French,
Bike.
But they feel like the old timey, like, remember the big wheel in the bike?
Yeah.
Literally, when I'm on that motherfucker, I feel, and they're sit up bikes too. So, like, you're sitting straight up, like almost like one of the beach cruisers, but it's like a 10 speed kind of like high. Oh man, it's fucking, I feel like I'm riding on top of my Tahoe. Yep, right there, Russ has got it. Would you?
Yeah, now how do you say that?
Yeah, so how do you say that? Russ has got it in chat right
How do
there.
you say that though? Is the question.
They make a car too, an European car. It's a French company.
Peugeot. I don't know.
Yep, but yeah, fucking amazing bike, man. It's engineered very awesome, well, but when you get on it, man, it's like they ride super weird. Literally, you feel like you're on one of them old 1920 fucking sit up in the air bikes.
Huh.
But yeah, they're fun.
That'd be kind of interesting to try one. Yeah, dude, I don't know. My balance isn't the best. Sounds like fun. But those one wheels, dude, I wish I would have had those back when I was a kid, because I'd probably be dead by now.
Yeah.
I would have read the shit out of those. It was fun.
And that's another thing too. I've seen so many people riding, not just when I got down here, but up north, man. I have seen so many people out this year and enjoying life, enjoying nature, and it's finally like we're what? How many years out of COVID now? And it just seemed like they finally this year everybody broke their shell and fucking just. I love it outside. You know what I mean?
Back outside.
I think people have just kind of got fed up. You know what I mean? It's like, screw it. Take the mask and wipe your ass with it and go have some fun. You know, it's, I don't know. Don't get me started. Trying to not be so political. I don't vote. I voted once in my life, and it was such a, dude, to read all the things that I was voting for that I didn't understand. I was like, I don't know, I feel totally irresponsibly capable of doing this. I need to study what because I didn't know half the measures, right? This was like a local vote, right? And I'm like, dude, it would take me a good week or so of studying everything to be confident enough to vote on an issue. And that was the last time I said, fuck that. And every year they send this pamphlet. It's fucking like a telephone book of, here's what we're voting on. How many people read that? And how much taxpayer money is being wasted on printing those things that are in the filling up the dumpster? It's, I don't know. I like George Carlin's comedy act when he said, if voting really mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. I kind of embraced that and just moved forward in my life. People give me shit. Oh, you don't vote, you can't complain. I'm like, well, I don't really complain. It's all shit anyway. I mean, there's no real argument. Anyway,
Right.
Next subject. Sorry.
Mr. Iceni, it looked like you were fucking flying across down there.
I do love my bike.
You
It's,
should make a video of that, buddy. That's cool.
Is that electric or is that just you whipping there?
I can't ride at 40 mile an hour. No, it's electric.
Uh,
I made it myself a couple of years ago now. Just as just before the lockdown, so it's quite good because during lockdown I got out my bike. You know, it was perfect because there was nobody outside. And I was like, oh, you know, I don't care about the rules or whatever. So I had the streets to myself, and pretty much like you see now, well, it's middle of the night now, but that was how it was during the lockdown. If no one was about and everything, so I could just go crazy and whatnot, which is a little bit silly. I get told all the time. I've had a few accidents, but I like to feel like I come off my bike twice on the way up there, like I said, but I didn't hurt myself once. Not really. I got knocked off my bike down the bottom of my road by a car that just threw me off my bike. And I just done like a ninja roll, got up, and I'm like just brushed myself off. And I was more concerned about the bloke that knocked me off my bike. You know, he got out of his car. He's like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right. Are you all right though?" But he was in the car, you know.
I'll never let it be said you can't take a punch. My goodness.
right.
That's it. Sometimes I don't know. Is you spend a lot of our lives not taking risks, and when you get to a certain point, I felt that a little bit about yourself, Eagle. Like midlife crisis, you start doing things, and you're like, "Oh, I enjoyed that, and that was fun." Now, like getting adrenaline and things like that, and then you sort of like you become a little bit risk adverse. You're more willing, you know. You find that sort of like behaviour a little bit intriguing, and you know, I still do it. I slip into it every time I get on my bike. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm like just a crazy little teenager on that bike. That's how I act. Doing jumps off curbs and all sorts. Going back, I go riding down the hill when my boy, you know, my 20-year-old or my 30-year-old son, he'll walk his bike down the hill. I'm like, come on, you're gonna live once, just ride down it. Just go for it.
Real thrill seeker. I seen you, the thrill seeker. Oh man,
Yeah,
mix it up. It's good. I like that.
gotta have fun. You know, I try and have fun doing a lot of stuff, and sometimes I think, you know, acting like that's how I find myself, just acting like a silly kid sometimes. You know, but it's just having fun, having a giggle, having a laugh, just remembering what it is to actually, what it feels like to actually go out and have fun. I remember doing things when I was a teenager. I miss all that, just being with the boys, just going around, you know, like just doing silly shit. Maybe you don't want to talk about online, but you know,
Right.
just having a laugh, knocking on people's doors and getting chased or whatever, causing this, you know, get that adrenaline going.
When I was a kid, we would go caroling in summer. Okay. And we'd sit and sing at your front door until you either gave us money or beer. And it was fun. It was fun. We go to our coaches, we go to all our teachers, just drunk as fuck, singing, you know, Christmas carols in the middle of summer. It's not Christmas. We don't care. Here's our jar. We put our jar up for money, and then we'd go buy a kegger and a pound and go up to Forest Park and party even further. It was fun. Dude, we can't do anything like that nowadays. But I get what Iceni is saying. I mean, you start to live your life in a more concealed manner because you think, oh, I don't want to rock the boat or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm going to get one of those scooters myself. We have so many bike trails here in Oregon that are beautiful. It would be a great pastime to get off my ass, do something.
Well, the thing with the electric bike, the thing is, you can pedal as far as you can, and then when you've had enough of pedaling, you can then, you know, you've always got enough power to get you back.
That's what I'm saying.
If you so need to. That's the way I looked at it.
Well, dude, I have trouble walking at this point. I mean, so yeah. wouldn't be pedaling that much, I think, but it would be a
Yeah.
hell of a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
hang out with a guy from Canada, basement grower. He has a live stream. I chat with him. And he's got, I think it's a bike or a motorcycle. I don't know. It's got a bigger seat. It's a scooter. I don't know what it's called. But he got me thinking about it too, because he was going down these bike trails and you're not having to pedal. And that's right up my alley, really. You know?
Yeah.
I wish I could do the run thing like Eagle. I used to be a good runner, Eagle, by the way, buddy. I used to run a lot, but my legs are
I'm
gone.
so fucking dude. I don't know what in the fuck's going on with me right now. Oh, serious? No, this is serious, man. We talk. This is like real life. So I talked about this a little bit with Iceni. So I'm literally moving from up there to down here, and it's 3 hours, roughly 3 hours, sometimes 3.5. Just make a couple stops each way, and so doing trips a couple times each week, and heavy lifting, and then bullshit between. I decide middle of this, no sleep, moving. I'm gonna run 25K. I haven't ran in a while. It stressed me the fuck out. I want to run. There's a race coming up this weekend. And I was like, fuck, I want to run. So I take on 25K in the middle of fucking moving. And it was fucking brutal. I barely made it through. I mean, it was what? That's 15.52 miles. And I hadn't ran in like 3 weeks before I just decided to go, fuck it. I'm going to go cold out of the gate and just run 15 miles out of the blue. And that's what I did. That's what I'm going to do this weekend too. I'm going to go sign out again for another 10. At least it's 10 this one, not 15. But so I ran in this moonlight race, and I get like fine and great first couple runs. I took some mushrooms, feeling great. 15 mile, like 15, literally my fucking upper legs locked right up, my butt cheeks locked right the fuck up, and I don't know how the fuck I finished, but I finished. And then I've been doing nothing but work on top of that. Now I believe I believe I've tore some because I didn't stop. You know what I mean? I didn't stop at that point when my like everything was like, oh, you know what I mean? I kept trying to run like that. I believe I tore a bunch of muscle in my ass that I'm still trying to recover from because I have like daily cow bites now.
Mm.
And I've had them since.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How's your heart?
Seems to be pretty good. I mean,
Have you had it checked lately?
no, no.
Okay. You're at that point where, see, I had it's been about 4 or 5 months ago now. I had a heart attack. Stem cells can't fix that. I got really stressed out one day and I froze up. And dude, my son wanted to take me to the hospital. I said no, because dude, they're just gonna put IVs in you and charge you a bunch of money and send you home. And because I knew I've been through so many heart attacks, I knew what was going on. But my legs are fucked now. I can't walk worth a damn. I mean, I try to get on my treadmill. I can go about 5-10 minutes. That's it. All right. I'm thankful that I can still walk, but it affects you. And if you're running and you freeze up like that, how did your heart feel?
Oh man, I did. It was a long night.
Yeah.
Oh,
So be careful. I'm just saying, dude, you're not 20. Okay.
I have mentioned to Eagle the implications of actually endurance running and the effect that has on the inflammation on your arterial walls, because it's just and it makes you get an enlarged heart. Unlike when you do resistance exercise, you put on muscles. this is all food. You can get rid of a lot of glucose and energy in here, in your muscles and stuff. Whereas you don't have the time to build that muscles up, so you don't have them banks, should I say.
Mhm.
And that puts a stress on your, just on your heart. And as far as Bingers is saying about it, his legs are being really fucked. You know, it's, you need to look on the, what do you call it? I know you already know this, the enzymes and all that stuff. And it's your venous, your return flow, there's the problem with your legs. You know, and that's why people get their toes amputated. Smoking smoking is the biggest one. If you've got that problem, you know, like cold hands and feet, tingling nerves and things like that. It's a lack of circulation into your legs. And smoking is one of them things that causes that in your peripheral arteries and things like that. You know, it's,
My legs
it
are
can
coming
be
back,
reversed a little bit,
but
I think.
my legs are coming back a little bit, but you once you do the damage, you're not going to return back to where you were. And it's, you know,
Yeah,
I don't like to admit this.
angiogenesis.
I don't like to admit it, but I got a bad heart, you know, and there's no stem cell in the world that's going to fix that, unfortunately.
What they
But
say is, have you had stints or anything? You had bypass in your fingers?
I had quadruple bypass.
Yeah.
It'll be 10
That's-
years ago, next year. It'll be 10 years, which
Yeah.
that's pretty significant. Once you have
Yeah.
a open heart surgery, they only give you about another 10 years.
My granddad done 30 years after his. He had a quadruple and he had all his thyroid stripped at the same time.
If you
He
keep
went
your
a little bit senile for the last 10, but we thought he was going to outlive everyone. He had a heart attack whilst he was on holiday in France and got flown back. He's the first person in this country to have a quadruple bypass, and that was when I was only a small child then. And yeah, like I say, he lived a good life after that.
you can you have to drop the weight too. I was 190. I'm 155 now. Okay. And I'm 6
You're
foot.
tall too, aren't you? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I'm 6 feet. I used to go 190 fit, you know, and I started talked to my doctor. He said, "Have you ever fasted?" I was kind of amazed that he asked me. I said, "No." He goes, "Give it a try." And he didn't tell me all the benefits, but it was extremely beneficial. And I did a 3-day fast, and that's how I started losing the weight because I realized I don't need to eat as much as I do. And I try to choose what I put in. I'm a huge problem with sweets, you know, pies and cakes and anything with ice cream. I just had an ice cream cone. I mean, it's hard to battle that kind of stuff, but that shit'll kill you. You know?
There you go.
What's your height there, Icini? That's
5'8".
that's I can't believe that. That's 155. They're bones, brother. That's not good.
5'8".
You're 5'8", Icini?
Yeah.
139?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty slim.
All right, yeah, I got this rib flare going on. I got a bit of a posture thing going on. No, but I lost. Did I say? I wouldn't say, because I've got muscle, so I'm not worried about it. You know, I'm building muscle, and I've lost all that. What do you call it? That shitty fat stuff, the visceral fat, and all that. That stuff around your midsection. Because I only eat meat now as well. I don't do no carbs. I haven't had no sugar whatsoever in months now. I started off having a little bit of just meat and just sugar in my coffee, but I totally cut it all out. And yeah, I went down from 74. No, I lost 15 kilos, so about 30 pounds in a month of just eating steak and butter.
Yeah, I'm a
And
big
it's
fan of butter. I like butter. Butter's way better than some of the other crap that we used to cook
I
with.
just read a thing the other day. They were talking about cholesterols. They're finding out cholesterols are good for us now after all these years. So what about all these people that have, been, taking the cholesterol pills and pulling it out of their systems when we knew all along?
Well, your brain's made out of cholesterol. You don't want to get rid of that, do you?
Yeah,
You
your brain's a fatty muscle.
You need cholesterol. You know, at some point everyone's gonna realise it's type 3 diabetes. You know, it ain't said it yet, but it is. It's just glucose intolerance, excessive carbohydrates, plant toxins, phytonutrients, which everyone talks about. We need phytonutrients. Well, it's bullshit because you never hear anyone talk about zoonutrients they're actually not phytonutrients. They're called phytochemicals. We've just conveniently named them nutrients to make them sound healthy. Yeah, but they're actually phytochemicals. And most of them are toxins, and they're there to ward off and defense mechanisms. And whether we should be consuming them is another question. I don't think we should. And that's why a lot of people have got digestive issues or immune conditions, and they're reacting to all these stuff that they're eating that we never really used to treat. You don't see pictures of curly kale on the walls of cavemen. You see chunks of meat and hunting animals and stuff. That's what we were eating all that time ago. Fruit and vegetables were seasonal at best if you're able to get them, and it's just my opinion. But look up zoo nutrients. There's only nutrients that you can't get from plants that are only found in animal products, and there's loads of benefits to them. And there's not all the toxins in the. If you look at something like beef, for instance, there's all this misinformation that we're told about cholesterol causes heart attacks and things like that. It's bullshit. Yeah. And the same thing with red meat causes cancer. That's bullshit. Red meat causes type 2 diabetes. That's bullshit.
This is kind of funny. Well, this is kind of like twofold. Let's walk us down two alleys here. So, speaking on the terms of like the beneficial side of like meat, red meat, you guys have known or seen Bubba, who's not, I'm pointing at like he's like right there. He's not in the other room. My Bubba, my oldest dog there, who is pretty much blind, deaf, and pretty much awesome. I wonder daily how he gets around. And so he'd been pretty sickly the last few days, and I actually seen he had a tick, a nice little tick, fucking feasting on him. So I pull that off, and that was sad. But so later that night, I decided I'm gonna grill up some hamburgers. Right? Fucking been eating mainly meat, and I seen he's like inspiration there, and I've seen a lot of other people taking the carnivore type thing. So I've been eating a lot of fucking burger, not steak, but a lot of burger, a lot of meat, just meat. And so I bought some burger. I thought I had good deal. I'm like, man, burger's been pretty cheap. I'm gonna buy a hunk of burger and patty some up. You know what I mean? And so fucking next day I go to get it out of the fridge, and one half of like the two side by side loaves was tingingly brown. I'm like. So I pattied up some there, and I'm like, I'm not eating it, but I'll grill it up for the boys. Got 3 dogs there. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't gonna make it another day. You know what I'm saying? So I grill up this like 2.5. It looked like a fucking meatloaf on the grill. Big old fucking meatloaf. And I eat my burgers, and then I had let it cool off, and I handed up fucking meatloaf to the 3 boys there. Here you guys, have this. Yeah, I'll run over, smell it. Bubba, the oldest one, who's been sick, right? Down from the tick bite and shit. Lily stands over the loaf and it's like, "Arr! Arr!"
I
and
leave
just
it the
defending it. And he got like but the two teeth, the fucking front ones too, to make matters worse. And Hazel's going, all right, you gotta bust it up for him. I'm like, all right. So I go over there with a fork and I chop it all up. And he stands over that motherfucker and he's not letting none of the other two boys have anything to do with it. And you can see that little bit pink in there. Obviously, I cooked a fucking loaf on the grill, right? This thing's like, and he's like loving it, plucking blood, a little bit of blood coming out of there. And he is just fucking not defending it to the death. That dog got up the next day, and his eyes were all the white that was in his eyes the day before was gone. He was like a fucking fresh turnaround. 180 turnaround in a
Has he
day.
been on kibble? Has he been on kibble? You know, like
Yeah,
live
yeah.
kibble?
That's the other thing too, is that's where this is gonna kind of lead us to is like the dog food industry's like shit. Anything, the treat you buy, everything you buy them is poison.
Yep.
But I couldn't believe the power of the raw meat there. I mean, it literally snapped him around 180. That dog, fucking the way he looked, he can actually like he's seeing something. You know what I mean? He's actually seeing something the last few days, and I bought him more burger today. I gotta fucking cook up another loaf for him. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna start just taking care of you.
And you should, if you are going to swap him from kibble to sort of like meat or whatever, you should just do it over slowly, just the same as if you were going to start doing the carnivore. I
he's
to, but you know, some people can't do that, and I think you know, even if you was to switch dry food to another dry food, the dog would still have an issue adjusting to it.
True that. He does. He does eat the table scraps. You know, if I mean, he gets. It wouldn't be a complete system shock to him. You know what I mean? He gets his fair share of burger and whatnot. So.
I think the only thing I'd do is just give him the shits anyway.
This is what gave him the shits, man, was the fucking treats I bought. Like fucking right here. This is part of the problem. You think you fucking buy a treat for your fucking dog and you give them a couple of treats and they're like, they're the same thing. They're delicious. They run off every fucking dog. All three dogs had the shits today from the bag of treats I bought the other day. I'm like, son of a bitch, nothing's safe. Nothing's safe for your animals. I didn't mean to take us that far off of the carnivore diet there, but we have to feed the animals is poison. That's a whole nother fucking, we could go on for a long time.
I've upgraded my cat's food to it's what, $75 a bag versus whatever the cheap shit was. I forget, but it's expensive. But I've noticed a huge difference in their fur, their weight. They're not as bloated, a little more active. You can't, if you want anything good nowadays to eat, you got to research it and you got to pay for it. It's not cheap, period. If it's good, you're going to pay out the ass for it, unfortunately. It's terrible.
Yeah, resin chat there. Fucking talking about feeding the dogs. he's here and he knows to eat the dogs.
SoCal, thanks for growing my weed, buddy. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. Cheers.
Like, say I'm back to like the dog food. That must be a good brand there.
There you go. Grain free.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's like very expensive though, right?
That is expensive. It's like I'd say expensive. $2 a day. Do you call that expensive?
Well, compared to the other stuff as well.
Yeah. Compared to the other stuff, yeah. It's twice the price.
So
but if you love them that much, you know, you'll
okay. This is where I've learned the problem is, and I get all that stuff. I've seen it, and I'm sure that's an amazing dog food. I'm not going to take anything. I'm not trying to take anything.
Still processed.
It's it's the processing that I've heard is the process, the problem there, the way they want to store it, the way they dry it, you know what I mean, is the problem in the dog foods. Is
This
that
is
not right?
this is a wet meat.
Hmm.
It's,
Interesting. Yeah, I don't trust the system, period. I mean, the system in and of itself is shit. You know, it's interesting. Back in the old days, in like first, second century Greece, the sewer, they called it the system. And now we're in the system. We're in the shit. It's funny. I mean, our history kind of spells it out for us. This is the way it's going to be for the rest. The system. But I don't buy anything unless it's fresh. And dude, I have like even bread. Fuck, bread is shit, dude. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to start baking my own bread. You know, I eat a lot of bread.
So does
Dude,
that gravy come with like multi-serving? So like, I'm curious because I that does look pretty awesome.
It does.
Food, it does.
what that's no, that's just one day's worth of food in that tray. It's just
Okay.
that's like it is just like meat. Like you get pork meat or just mushed. It's what you get in at like in a tin of wet food, but it's not in. It's in it's got all oil and stuff in there to keeping it preserved. I suppose is and it's not got a long shelf life on it.
It probably shouldn't. I mean, that's where the poison comes in, I think.
Yeah.
They want to preserve everything.
But
Well,
it's one step up from the grain or the dry kibble. That you know, it's less processed, should I say, than the kibble is.
Well, and like what Eagle's saying, I mean, you're taking straight ground beef, and too, and your dog's guarding it because he knows I can see again. Fuck you. Nobody else is getting this. You know, stay away from it. You know, I know what's in this. You know, old dogs, they pretty wise. So he extended his life, and you're going to extend it further. That's awesome. You know, I think all sentient beings are way more understanding of the overall than we give them credit for, especially dogs and cats. And if they've lived with you, they pretty much get what humans are all about. I know my cats. I talk to them. They do. How you doing today? And they'll give me a wink. Or, I mean, they communicate in all the little individual ways. Each person owns a pet. I'm pretty sure could agree. But sometimes I think they're way smarter than we are.
I wonder that too. And they definitely get a big buddy there. I wonder about that dog right there because he does watch on me as well as the pack. You know what I mean? He's very attentive to everybody, and when like he sits and stares at me, there's been times where I've like rode down the road. You know what I mean? Long drive. Rather than stare out the window, he's like right here staring at me, and I'm like, all right.
If we could just understand their language. It's not like if they could only talk, it's no. We're the higher being. We need to understand their language. And they speak to us in a variety of ways. It's just not human speech. And everybody that owns a pet pretty much gets that, I think, after a while. Oh, what do you got there? Is that your blue belt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's his. Oh, he's going to work out. Look out. There he goes.
But yeah, this is pretty much what I'm using is my exercise.
Excellent.
Is I've just got these bands around my house. When I've got a few minutes, I'm just pulling these, and you'll be surprised at how just put a little bit of effort into the stuff you can do during the daily course of doing stuff. Like if you take your car to the shop, park at the far end of the car park, so you have to walk the longest distance to the shop into the shop. Just think about all these little things, getting healthy. Same with your pets as well. I noticed as well. My dog was getting a bit looking unhealthy and stuff, but as soon as I started getting fitter, I took the dog out, and my dog's now getting fitter too. and he's benefiting from me getting fit. So everyone's benefiting from it.
Oh, I'm sure. I wish my dogs were a little bit bigger that I could run with them. They run but short distances. You know what I mean? They're not. I'm not taking them on the long runs. I have seen and ran with people running with huskies and shit like that. But I mean, on a longer race. And yeah, that's pretty wild, but it's pretty awesome at the same time.
Well, man, Eagle, I'm really happy that you got a new place. I'm happy that you got your angel next to you. All right. And I just hope you keep going, man. Don't stop going live, you know. And it's always good to be up here on your panel, and I appreciate it. And the chat room, I love you guys. I really do. I mean, I can't see anybody in the chat room that I haven't seen before almost, and you're all fabulous individuals. But I'm going to get off of here and wish you all a good night.
So, Bingus, hopefully you're doing well, and yeah, I hope I don't get to talk to you as much. I have to go live anymore to see you.
Actually, do you have the same phone number? Because I tried to text you once, and
No,
Yeah.
no, life has changed that much to where like I've got new numbers, but I
I
will
did
hit
try to
you
reach
up.
out.
Yeah, no,
Text me or text me. Hit me on IG with your number if you want.
I will. I will. If you get a random text from me,
Cheers, everybody.
cheers, brother. Have a great day. Always a pleasure.
All right. Love you guys. Take care.
Love you too, brother. It is always nice to see Bingus. Look at that happy dog. I'd like to say real quick before I forget, cheers to Mr. Modern Genetics. I'm writing it in chat, but he just had a birthday. I think it was yesterday.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, Modern.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday. Actually, it's not belated because I got you on your birthday, but you didn't text me back. You, again, you probably got a random text from somebody and you probably went, who in the fuck, how'd they know it was my birthday? Ah, well. It was for me. Cheers, Modern. No. Are you going to Clio? Modern, question mark. One of your favorite events. Again, yeah, Clio Michigan this weekend is like usually one of the more favorite events here in Michigan. So that's why I want to ask. I keep asking because I'm headed there this weekend. I haven't been to any this week or this year. This will be like my first event this year. And I'm kind of excited to hang out with some weed nerds that are in the area. So it's usually a pretty fun one for us anyway. Not to change the subject there, I see.
That's right. I like Martin. I love having him when I and often I get a chat with him, but when I do, it's always good. He's just the fun. He's another guy. Who I admire for. He just enjoys life.
Yeah.
And I respect that, and I like that. It's always fun to be around, and he's a party man. He loves the party.
He's a little bit of a party man, that's for sure. I have a lot of memorable modern moments. That's for sure. A lot of fun moments with Mr. Modern Genetics there.
Yeah.
He says my birthday's in January, so why does it come up on my somehow or another? That's funny. My Google calendar told me yesterday it was your birthday. Oh wow. Actually, I think I do remember that now. I think we went through this last year, to be honest with
It's
you.
possible. I think it's possible.
That's fucking
It
funny.
does feel like
I do, yeah. I do.
So,
Cheers, Modern is going to Kyle this weekend. That's fucking weird. I hope to dip in and see the grandson this weekend. What is Clio? Clio is Clio Cultivations. Mr. Buddy has been on the show and has always put on, well, for how long? It seems like it's been
14 years.
a free event every year. This time, 2 days been turned into a cup. and it'll be and free weekend. It's usually free to get in, free if you have a medical card. He usually has a great bands that play all weekend long, and it's usually great time. The music alone is worth going for sure. But a lot of great people, home field to it. Usually got the kids running around and good times for sure. So that's Clio Cultivation this weekend.
It's the birthday bash of Clio Cultivation. So he's done it every year since he's been open, and then turned it into the cup through the years as well.
It's a nice looking bud there, brother.
Yeah, this is that Ricocina I'm smoking on. It's got it's now curing out even better than I originally thought it was. It's quite nice to the smoke on it as well. It's getting me like pretty puffy eyed. Gets me a little bit sweaty as well, which I'm quite liking. You can tell that, you know, I don't really go hard on the trim. I just, most of them leaves will just get knocked off as I break it up. There's a
It's
few
kind of
seeds,
crazy. I'm sorry, brother. Go on.
You're right. There's a couple of seeds I found it here and there. I'll probably have about maybe between 10 and 20 if anyone's interested in growing anything that has come out of these buds.
I got one of Agnes's there that came out that was like a freak show. It was like Tao's freak show, and it's flowering right now. Tao's freak show didn't flower though. It looks just like it, but this thing's got buds coming off it. I've got to take some pictures of that
Is
thing.
it the
It's just a
blueberry number
little.
16?
Hmm.
Is it the blueberry number 16?
I don't know. No, it's from the what is it? The flow.
Oh, right, yeah. The
Yeah.
Flow 8. Was it the Flow 8K you done? Maybe.
Yep. So there's a couple other ones that made it through, but I got that weird one that was it's weird, but I'm letting it go. It's it almost looked like parsley at first when it came up. It didn't look like weed at all, and it still doesn't look like weed at all. But that motherfucker's budding like crazy.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's different. I have to send you some pictures.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Now I smell it. I'm gonna have to roll into it.
Man, I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. I was gonna say something while you were showing that, and I totally fucking brain farted.
We talking about Kyle, maybe, or Kyle.
New. Oh man, I can't remember. I don't know. Couldn't have been that important, right?
I'm gonna be making some seeds this year, anyways. Hopefully, be the first time I'm gonna try and make some fems. I'm now running a bunch of, or I'm now gonna start some of Hooley's stuff. Probably gonna start his grape Hooley because on good authority from other people, I think I'll stand a chance of getting a good male to work with. Probably, you know, the chance of find a male in there, and I'm gonna smash that up to some cheesy OG Kush sort of stuff. See where we go. If I find something I like, I'm gonna maybe feminize it. I might even run some of the Amy Wine cheeses that I've done. Find something there. Find a phenol in there that I particularly like, and probably a cheesier version because it comes in a few different phenols. But I might just see if I can feminize the cheese version of it that I quite enjoyed. So I'm going to give that a try this year.
Cheese is always good.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to get. I've asked a few people for the original UK cheese. There's still a few cuts out there and stuff, so I'm trying to get both. I'm going to try and get both of them, the UK, and the Exodus. see what we can do with it, and I'm going to try and bring back what you guys had, the skunk where you needed 8 bags or whatever. We had the same with some of the cheeses here. That you can grow it, you can sell it without being robbed because you just can cover it up. So yeah, I want to get back to some of that. Maybe I'll be taking a bit of a risk, but fuck it, I want to. I need it in my life. That's I'm going to bring it back, make it a staple. Cheese used to be a staple, now it's bit. Yeah, everyone's into like all these Cali packs and shit like that. I'll get back to something like something you can rely on. Because all this stuff I get sick of. I get really sick of it. But for some reason, if I get a nice cheese, I could just smoke that till till the cows come home, and I'll never get sick of it. Never, ever, ever, never, ever. So I want to get back to it. That's what I need. I think everyone needs it. They just didn't experience it yet.
The real cheese.
And if I can bring it back and just and give and maybe possibly because a lot of people haven't actually experienced what like people who say you never had proper skunk. Well, or what's being represented now isn't how it used to be. And that's what I want to get back to, some of that old funky shit. And even if I have to go back to using old equipment to do it, I'm going to try it.
I think that's part of the recipe too, for sure. Is when we pop seeds, we're pheno hunting, and then it expresses obviously what conditions. And I think that's why we haven't found the skunk again. We've been talking of the skunk there. It's not being bred outdoors. You know what I mean? It wasn't a strain. We're not proper breeding outdoors like that, where it's in the wild. Animals are fucking the main pressures. You know what I mean? So as that strain develops outdoors and it's got deer and everything, are its pressures that profile of that cannabis, that skunk smell, kept it safe. You know what I mean? Over time, it developed to be safe outdoors, and now we don't let it go like that. You know what I mean? We haven't
I don't think
snagged
there's
that.
nothing to do with outdoors. I don't think there's nothing to do with outdoors. I think it's all about indoors. And when you compare it, right, outdoors has been constant forever. Nothing really ever changes outdoors. It has little cycles and phases, but it doesn't really ever change. The parameters are pretty much constant. There's but indoors, everything has changed. Our growing medium's changed. We've gone from soil to soilless. All the nutrients have changed. They've all just worked out how to make shit cheaper. The lights have changed. We all now want to give all this humidity and environment in check now as well. Everything we do now is different to back when we had the dank. So maybe, if we go back to the practices of like, oh, let's go get some magnetic ballasts, some old-fashioned Sonti bulbs, 400-watt bulbs or whatever. They weren't really that powerful. They were at the time. 400 watts. You have to be careful. You were setting fires and stuff. Taking out street lamps. But they done something to the plants. They really did.
I'll be in luck if that ever happens, because I'd fucking been moving after moving. I got magnetic ballast right out there in the fucking shipping crate that I don't know why I keep moving around. So if that ever comes back, I'll be on that train already. Oh man. Yeah.
I think that,
I can see what you're saying though, but I think necessarily growing indoors is one of the things we're getting out. I think it's quite opposite. In surfing geographical locations, like as we know, certain strains come from different regions. Yeah, it's repetitive, but that's why that strain has came from and known from that area. It's somewhat repetitive, but it's not. You know what I mean? You have the pressures from this year. It could be fucking beetles, could be thrips. It's never necessarily the same. One year it might be dry. It might be that plant becomes more bulletproof outdoors. And I think, like you said, if it's bred and growing wild in an area and it's a bunch of fucking deer, that's gonna bring out that you take it indoors and you're changing mediums and stuff like that. That has a lot to do with it, but it's not animal pressures, it's not environmental pressures, it's not humidity pressures. You're setting a baseline and then calling it good. And I think that indoor breeding and indoor gardening is what's gonna banana that plant. It's the same thing that happened to the banana. We kind of cultivated it, and no, we need that diversity from outdoor genetics for sure. It will be the one thing that saves us.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not disputing that the outdoor genetics and everything else is beneficial. But when I'm talking about where the dank went, where did what can we assume if we look at it as from a wider perspective? You would be like, well, what got took away? What disappeared? What made the dank go away? You look at how stuff has changed and progressed. Outdoors hasn't really changed much at all. It's still the same soil. They're still getting the same sun. They're still getting the same moon, and they're still getting the same air quality. Right, the pressures come and go, but they do indoors. But like I said, everything indoors, everything has changed, and it isn't what it used to be anymore. Not at all. It's like I said, we used to grow when we used to just grow in sort of dirt that was sort of like amended with some soil. It wasn't really we didn't know too much about organics and things like that. We used to it was a lot of salts at the beginning when the dank was about. Don't get me wrong, we were growing with salts, and it was sort of like more like tomato plant food that we would give into our cannabis. And that was because that was what we were, we couldn't get specific food at them, aimed at cannabis. And I think maybe that's where it's gone wrong. Yeah, because or some sort of industry jumped on, oh, let's sell these bunch of stoners, yeah, some highly marked up plant foods and products that we've all been using for years at diluted rates, and we're going to sell them at diluted rates at high prices, like Joe Petrie says, the Dutch marketing fraud. I can see that. I can honestly see that we have all sort of like been conned into sort of like we need all this extra fancy stuff. We need this amount of hours a day of light, and like I said, I'm quite fine running the 12-and-1. A lot of these stuff that I've been pulling out with the extra big buds, the extra frosty stuff, the healthy looking stuff isn't getting smashed with X amount of DLI every day. It's just getting plants not getting that intense light outdoors all the time. They're getting shaded and mixed environments, and just the way we presume that this numbers say it works for one plant doesn't say it works for all. Just the same as taking a tablet for one person isn't going to be the same for everyone, because we all do things differently and adjust. So this is where it's all got a little bit muddled. And like I say, everything has changed. I'm even considering just throwing up some old T8s if I can still get hold of them, and just seeing how they affect the terpenes. So I think that's what that's what we've lost. I think a lot of it is a specific terpene that used to come out under the old equipment, whether it was in the soil, whether it was in the lights, whether it was in just the.
I think it's some of that to be said. Okay, isn't that we're talking about a simpler time where we didn't even fucking do nearly as much to the plant that we do now. Okay, even more so, we put it back into the wild and we go, yesteryear with the weed and the conversation. What happened there? The plant was more outdoors, less fucked with. You know what I mean? And I think it had the outdoors offered more. There was more fats, lipids, and shit like that held the high there. Today, you know what I mean? We got it indoors. It doesn't produce the fats, the lipids, and all that bullshit that it did outdoors to protect itself. And that's that's the body of it. That's what holds it into the system. You know what I mean? and now it's heartless, you know. And we have pretty weed that has THC content, but it doesn't linger. It doesn't hold with you. When the lower THC joints that we used to smoke in the past, one would fucking hold you for hours. I can smoke fucking weed all fucking day long now, all fucking day long, all fucking day long, and just be like, okay, yeah, no, it's like cigarettes now. It's just I don't care what the THC percent is. There's nothing to keep the high there in me. For that's what at least what I've noticed anyway. And I don't know. There's something we're doing wrong indoors, and you're right. It might be some of these new lights, the shit that we're trying that is just making the plant not need to produce all this shit anymore.
Everything's been geared towards production and weight and yield, and it's not always about the yield. You know, so sometimes, in my opinion, you know, it's we need to go on more of a quality, and what eventually we'll realize it's not the THC and the CBD, because they're just the things that they knew at the time, and the things that they can throw patents on processes of this stuff that they're making with this stuff. But eventually they're going to find all these other compounds and everything else, and maybe the genetics will sway in a different way, because for years and years and years everyone's just bred for the high THC, low CBD, and maybe there'll be a shift in, maybe like you can get a continuous glucose monitor, maybe you can get a continuous stoned monitor. Yeah. It tells you. I mean, you can just look at someone's eyes generally and see how much is flowing through their system at a point in time. But maybe we'll get something like that in the future, where we can be like, oh well, this strain of, actually you can see numbers that this done this to me, and and everyone will be different. You'd be more inclined to educate into choice of what actually you might be suited to. And
that's the old man there. That's Bubba. That's the one I was referring to earlier, defending that raw meat. He's probably like, man, first time, where's my meat? Bubba. Yeah.
I went to go get him earlier, but he was sound asleep. But now he was at the gate, like, hey, can I come say hi out there? Which meant he was about to start singing.
He has a natural mohawk. You see that? It's always like that. That gizmo.
I should have made him wait, because he was about to start singing songs, I'm sure.
All right, guys. With that being said, we have passed that 11 o'clock hour. There's a big boy there. Big boy or girl, anyway. Is it a girl, boy?
There's a girl.
Big girl. She's awesome. Yeah. It's worth that $2 a day, all day. Keep that family member happy. I agree. So,
it's been a blast, mate. It's been a blast.
It's been way past due. Way past due.
I missed you, honestly. I missed you the other day, and I said generally I have missed sitting there having a chat. It's a shame only Fingers come on. I thought we might have had a few boys come on and whatever. It's been a while. Made a bit of a welcome back party, but
I'm proud to say that you are very much one of the ones I can say, when I said there's a few on these hands that have made that check-in, you have been one of them, and I appreciate that, brother.
I left it a little bit because I knew you were busy. I would just assume that's how many of your friends have just taken it. Yeah, it's just that I can be a little bit pushy sometimes. So I thought, fuck, I'm just gonna message him. I know he's a little bit busy, but I'm gonna show him some love and whatever. Yeah. But I would imagine, some people are a little bit more reserved, and they just thought, I'll just wait till he's, maybe he's just busy, not really sort of like,
That's been the angel comment on it all. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna roll with that. But I've missed all you guys too, and I hope you guys have all missed this as much as I have. Because again, I mean, I do like to think that over the years, this has been something that has meant, you know, a lot to a lot of people, and I hope it continues to be, you know. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for popping in, helping keeping this stream going tonight. A little shaky, baby. It started off a little shaky, man. I didn't think it was gonna stop, but I appreciate you popping in and helping me keep it going, brother.
You know, I said I fell off my bike, but I didn't have a mark on me. I lied. I don't know if you can see it. That was it.
I can. Ouch! That's a nice little one too.
Nah, it's only a little. Okay, I didn't even know it was there, but that's nothing. That's nothing.
It's a little hole. It's a nice little hole. But yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you go. cheers for having me, and piss and puff, everyone. Sorry, chat. I ain't said hello to anyone or whatever, but you know, it can't fucking do two things at once. So
Maybe we'll try to do this again. If not this Thursday, we'll get back to the Thursdays, middays. I'd like to get out to the daylight, show you guys outside the blueberry farm, the plants growing outdoors, the daylight stuff. So maybe this Thursday, if not next Thursday, for sure, brother.
yeah, cool. I'll see you when I see you then.
All right, man.
Good to see you, Iceni. Cheers.
Ladies,
Cheers.
have a good one. Bye.
For the rest of you guys, thank you very much for tuning to this. Well, it turned out to be a great episode. It started off super rough, but I do appreciate you guys for continually following along over the years through the ups and downs and the absence lately. But hopefully we'll get back to something regular, back to the interviews. Who knows? Who knows what comes next, right? Stay tuned. That's all I can say to that. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys this weekend, Clio, Michigan, for the Clio Cultivation event. I may or may not be running this weekend at the Crim. It's a twofer. I really will be bummed if I do miss it, but we'll see. We'll see. I got to get out and do a test run before I commit. If I can make it through the test run, I'll run this weekend. If not, we may just be partying. So
Thank you for all the happy birthdays in the chat there. Seeing all the cheers. Cheers to everybody out there for sure.
you guys have a wonderful day. Great week. We'll see you soon. Cheers. Peace. Oh, I can't forget. Random acts of kindness do save lives. With that being said, we are out of here. And I have more reason now to say that than I ever did.